Hello students. Today I am going to explain to you lesson number 4, weather and climate. First of all, let us understand the meaning of the words weather and climate. Weather is the condition of the air at a particular place and time. Today might be a cold and rainy day in your place. Tomorrow might be a bright and sunny day. Weather can change from day to day and even from hour to hour. Climate, on the other hand, is the average weather condition of a place over a long period of time. The climate in the Himalayan ranges is cold. It is very cold during most months of the year. The climate in and around Chennai is warm and humid, whereas it is hot and dry in the Thar desert. Now, let us understand the reasons or the factors that affect climate. Different places in the world have different types of climate. The climate of a place affects the people living there in many ways. The clothes they wear, the food they eat, and the types of houses they live in are all affected by the climate. The factors that determine the climate of a place are distance from the equator, height above sea level, distance from the sea, direction of winds, humidity, that is the amount of water vapor in the air. Let us begin with the first point, distance from the equator. As we have already learned the different latitudes, you have also drawn the different latitudes on the globe. It's going to be easy for you to understand distance from the equator. The earth gets heated by the rays of the sun falling on it. The rays are direct at the equator and slanting at the poles. The slanting rays have to heat up a larger area of the earth's surface than the direct rays that fall on the equator. The equator has direct rays of the sun, whereas away from the equator, the places get slanting rays. Direct rays are hotter and slanting rays are cool, less hotter. That is why places near the equator get heated more than places near the poles. Also, the sun's rays have to travel a greater distance through the air at the poles than at the equator, losing in the process a lot of its heat to the clouds, water vapor, and dust present in the air, which means the heat becomes less as it spreads on the poles. Different parts of the earth, therefore, receive different amounts of heat from the sun. Depending on the amount of heat received, there are 3 climatic zones or heat zones on the earth. Let us now understand the meaning of the torrid zone. Where do you find the torrid zone? We find the torrid zone around the equator, where you write 0 degree. The area on both sides of the equator between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is called the torrid or tropical zone. The word torrid means extremely hot. As it lies near the equator, this zone receives maximum heat. It is very hot throughout the year. Now let's understand the temperate zones. I said temperate zones because we have 2 temperate zones and only 1 torrid zone. We have one temperate zone in the northern hemisphere and one temperate zone in the southern hemisphere. The areas that lie between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere are called the temperate zones. This region has a mild climate, which means it's neither very hot nor very cold. The next zone we have is the frigid zones. Again, I said zones because we have one frigid zone around the North Pole and one frigid zone around the South Pole. The areas between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and between the Antarctic Circle and South Pole in the southern hemisphere receive very little heat from the sun. They are very cold and large parts are covered with snow throughout the year. That is why they are called frigid zones. Now we have the next point, height above the sea level. Children, have you ever visited a hill station? You know that it is cooler up in the hills than in the plains, even if the two places are at the same distance away from the equator. The higher you go, the cooler it becomes. The peaks of high mountains are covered with snow throughout the year. Therefore, the higher a place is from sea level, the cooler is its climate. The next point is distance from the sea. Water heats up and cools more slowly than land. This affects the climate of places near the sea. They are warmer in winter and cooler in summer than places far away from the sea. For example, Mumbai is closer to the equator than Delhi. We can therefore expect it to be warmer than Delhi during summer. But it is not so because Mumbai is situated on the sea coast. This makes its climate moderate. Moderate means neither very hot nor very cold. The next point is winds or the direction of winds. Winds tend to flow in particular directions in different parts of the world. They may be hot, cool, dry, or full of moisture, depending on where they come from. Moisture means water vapor. For example, the monsoon winds from the Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea bring rain to large parts of India. The hot winds from the Thar Desert make Delhi very hot during summer. That is why the climate of an area is affected by the winds. The last point is humidity. What is humidity? Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. Do we have water in the air? Yes. Do you want to try it? You take a glass of cold water and place it on the table. After some time, you will observe droplets of water on the outer surface of the glass. From where does the water droplets come? It comes from the air. It comes and settles on the outer surface of the glass because the glass is cold. Water vapor always like to settle on cool places. Okay, let's see now about the humidity, how it affects the climate of a place. The air over the equator is filled with water vapor as the heat of the sun here causes very fast, very rapid evaporation of the ocean waters. I hope you know the meaning of evaporation, the changing of liquid water into gaseous form. This causes heavy rain in the area. So, the climate near the equator is hot and wet. Deserts are formed in places where there is very little humidity and so very little rain throughout the year. So, students, these were the points that affect the climate of a place. We have some important points to remember at the end of this lesson. First, weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place and time. Next, climate is the average weather condition of a large area over a long period of time. Third, the factors that determine the climate of a place are latitude, height above sea level, distance from the sea, direction of winds, and humidity. Fourth, places near the equator receive maximum heat from the sun. It reduces or becomes less as we move close towards the poles. Next point, the earth can be divided into 3 climatic zones depending on the amount of heat received from the sun: torrid zone, temperate zones, and frigid zones. Next point, the higher a place is from sea level, the cooler it is. Seventh point, places near the sea coast have a moderate climate. Moderate means neither very hot nor very cold. And the last point, winds and the amount of humidity, that is water vapor or moisture in the air, affect the climate of a place. That's all. Thank you and God bless you.